black smoke, everywhere I go. Driving down the street, I think I'm gonna choke. I look to the strip, hoping for a reprieve, but cannot see for the smog in front of me. Every day, I'm bombarded with vehicles emitting black smoke and a skyline thick with gray clouds. Today, I hope to persuade you that the Nevada Division of Environmental Protection should have stricter carbon emissions policies. I will begin by looking at the problem with the current policy, stating a plan to fix the problem, explaining how the plan will solve the problem, and last, discussing how to implement the plan. First, let's look at the problem with the current policy. According to the Nevada DMV's webpage that lists the requirements for smog tests, all vehicles except vehicles less than 3 years old, vehicles older than 1967, diesel vehicles weighing more than 14,001 pounds, motorcycles, mopeds, remote area vehicles, classic vehicles, replica vehicles, company leasing vehicles must have a smog test. That seems like an awful lot of exceptions, doesn't it? The Nevada DMV webpage goes on to state that you can receive a waiver for the smog testing if you meet these requirements. The carbon emissions is higher than the 1968 to 1995 standard, and your check engine light is on. As stated by Brian Wingfield, a Bloomberg News reporter whose focus is on energy policy, and Miriam Marcus, a Forbes contributor in a Forbes article, stated that the Western United States is lacking in policy as well as clean air quality. Out of the 50 states, Nevada ranks only 17th. And while this is in the upper half, it still leaves room for improvement. Now that I've talked about the problem with the current policy, I will state how the Division of Environmental Protection can fix the problem. According to the National Resources Defense Council, a nonprofit international environmental advocacy group, by getting rid of the 800 megawatt coal-based facility and switching to 2 100 megawatt solar facilities, Nevada can lower its carbon footprint. If the Nevada Division of Environmental Protection, along with Nevada Energy, make changes to residential and commercial property, they can increase the energy efficiency of both. In an article written by Riley Snyder, a political reporter for the Nevada Independent, Senator Chris Brooks has introduced legislation that will allow the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources to interact with other agencies, including the DMV, to help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Another way for Nevada to reduce its carbon footprint is to close the coal-fired stations by 2025. As reported by Edward Klump, a reporter from Nevada Energy Wire who has written about electricity markets and national trends, and Hannah Northey, E&E News energy editor, whose focus is on policy. Now that I've stated that the Nevada Division of Environmental Protection can fix the problem, I'll explain how the plan to solve the problem. in the article, Nevada's Pathway to Cutting Carbon Pollution, the Natural Resources Defense Council states, both Nevada and the nation's population can anticipate $54 billion in benefits economically, environmentally, and medically. We can expect to reduce premature deaths, heart attacks, asthma attacks, missed work and school by reducing carbon emissions. The cost of $8.4 billion in 2030 outweighs Nevada would be able to eliminate carbon emissions that come from power facilities and choose its own fix for the problem. If we look to demand site energy efficiency, we could see a family savings, according to the nonprofit organization Natural Resources Defense Council. Now that I've explained how the plan will solve the problem, we'll explain how to implement the plan. The top 3 states with the lowest carbon dioxide emissions in the biggest cities have reduced smog and enacted strategies that gear toward energy efficiency and air quality. In an article by political reporter Riley Snyder, Senator Chris Brooks's bill should be implemented in order to have more reports, identify policies and regulations that would help in the effort. The National Resources Defense Council states that Nevada Energy's district can affordably meet its carbon policy reduction goals. In conclusion, I have stated that the problem can be fixed, and the next time that you drive down the road, look to the strip and hope to see clean air and reduced air quality.
Good. She's doing great. Good. You just barely made it.
Oh, what? No. Sorry. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have panned the audience one more time.